Okay folks, so it's the second video for today. It's about 6 p.m. now, and I did go for that run. Got some food. I actually got teriyaki chicken bowl. Ate most of it, or at least, well, half of it. I ate all the vegetables and some of the chicken and rice. It's really good. Had a Gatorade, got a second one. Got to reload on those electrolytes, but, well, anywho, you know, I'm honestly about to get to work now from the other class, but I kind of hit on a thought. Now, what happened recently was that I cast a sigil. I actually did, like some magic there, and I'm not gonna try and think about the specifics of that sigil because I don't want to really affect its effectiveness per se. And I know that even doing this right now, I'm kind of sabotaging it a bit. I may do another casting in a while, but one thing that kind of crossed my mind was, see, the sigil itself was essentially aimed at helping me out in the overall situation, in the sense of like my greater goals, and helping me get the results that I ultimately wanted. Not in relation to romance, but other stuff in life. And I kind of wondered because when you do magic, oftentimes, especially with I've seen with sigils, you can oftentimes have unintended consequences, and it almost seems to me like perhaps one of the unintended consequences of that sigil casting was uh, this girl having a boyfriend now, and me finding out about that, because it's forced me to reevaluate a lot of things and just kind of really get motivated insofar as like avoiding certain amounts of emotional pain, to focus myself on my classes and my education, and my physical working out, and things of that nature. That it would kind of create sort of that feeling of intense pain there that would motivate me to stay away from that girl in particular. Because otherwise it would be kind of like me pining away, pining away, pining away, and it's not like I'm not doing that to a certain extent now, but it's definitely like a lot harder to get myself to go in that direction, I suppose. Because it's like, oh, she has a boyfriend, she's perhaps fully moved on, or maybe she's using him to get me jealous, or whatever the case may be. But ultimately, it's kind of like I realize, like, you know, not much you can do right now except just focusing on yourself and bettering yourself and reintegrating yourself back into the group, and making waves and that sort of a deal, getting your life together, as far as she's concerned, as far as the girlfriend is concerned. And I'm not gonna go dump the girlfriend to get quote unquote her out of the way, because it's like, look, if I was gonna do that, thinking on one of Alice's comments, if I was gonna do that, something I should have done like 6 months ago, or 8 months ago, that sort of deal, and I didn't. So I made my decision, and I have to, like in the 33 strategies of war, I have to fight the current war, not the past war, not how things were, but how things are right now, and work with that. And so yeah, I was kind of musing on that, because it's like when I did that casting, I thought to myself, like, and I was in that kind of state of mind where I realized like how things are and what the priorities should be and things of that nature. And I had to ask myself, would I be willing to sacrifice certain things if it meant that I could succeed in these other greater goals? And I said to myself, yeah, obviously I've had times questioning that since I found out that she has this boyfriend and who he is and all that kind of stuff, and the fact that in many ways my actions last semester pushed them together, which is really really ironic. But um, so that's what I wanted to talk about. I'm gonna do some more sigil castings later on. It's just you gotta work on this stuff. I'm gonna continue to do sigils and cast them, repeatedly, and it builds up your ability as a magician. And it's the simplest form of magic that I can think of without being like direct magic. And, I have considered doing some applications, but, it's kind of like, what do I really want? And am I being obsessive? And it's almost like I feel like I have to turn to that level of magic to cause change in conformity with will. And I'm truly feeling like revengeful or something like that, against this girl or against the guy or whatever. It's just like, obviously that's a sign that I shouldn't be doing that, and I have underlying issues to work on. Because it's kind of like, if you want to get a girlfriend, you don't use magic to get a girlfriend. You work on yourself, you fix yourself, and, you know, you rise up in the hierarchy, and naturally you'll get the opportunity. Um, if you want that job, I mean, sure, you can do some magic to make the likelihood greater, but you have to actually put in the mundane effort. Same thing with a girl. I mean, I suppose you could do magic to get a girlfriend or a specific girl. By the same time, that also means you're going to have to do fundamentally, work on yourself, to increase the likelihood that the magic is going to succeed. So you're not like aiming so high up there when you have this problem, that problem, this personality issue, that personality issue, this lifestyle issue, these bad decision making problems, and so on and so forth. So you got to kind of bring them together. You got to do your mundane work, you got to do your spiritual work, and um, it's like, because I look at myself and it's like, okay, how did I get myself in this kind of situation? I got to work on my beliefs. I got to work on the way I process things, how I react, how I think in general, my beliefs concerning like how relationships are supposed to work, my own self-value, things of that nature. And if I don't work on that, then it's not going to matter. Even if I had 50 or 100 spells that I could just cast off and make them work. It's like every opportunity I'll get, I will end up messing up, and then that'll mean, oh, gotta go and cast another spell, or summon up some other spirit and make a deal with them. And it's like, work on your underlying issues, and then you won't need the magic as much. And when you do use it, when you do need it, it will work. Because the gap between where you're at and where you want to be will be significantly smaller. And I'm having to tell myself that and remind myself that, because it's like, you have these sigils you cast and you get unintended consequences. You um, end up becoming too reliant on magic and not actually growing as a person. And that's where I'm at. I have to remind myself of that. So anywho, that was a little philosophical video. I was thinking about this kind of stuff. It kind of just hit off on me because I was just like, wow, like, was that part of it? Was that part of the effect? Because it definitely kind of builds a huge wall between me and her. Like, no wonder she's acting like she's not interested in me. No wonder she's with this guy all the time. I see them together. No wonder this, no wonder that. And it's like kind of what I'm ricocheting off of that towards some other end. Um, so I might do some sigil casting with regards to that again, but I want to find that middle ground, that middle path, that middle goal between the two. Where I'm just being cast off someplace else and she's completely gone, versus, or losing the girlfriend and she's completely gone, or failing my classes and then I'm just some loser living back in my parents' house. I don't want any of those kind of consequences to occur. So that's it. Yeah, just something I happened across. Anywho, see you folks around. Bye.